And we are back. So right now, I'd like to introduce to all of you our keynote speaker of the day, the Honorable Lou Correa. Congressman Lou Correa is a longtime Orange County resident with deep local roots. To this day, he lives only 3 miles from his childhood neighborhood home in Anaheim. He is the son of working class parents whose hard work gave him a chance of success. Lou has spent his career fighting to protect the American dream and ensure anyone can reach the middle class just as he did. Lou credits his success to his education in the Anaheim public school system, where he attended Benjamin Franklin Elementary, Fremont Junior High, Anaheim High School. Lou graduated from California State University, Fullerton, with a degree in economics, always striving for more. Lou returned to college and earned his JD, his Juris Doctor, and Master's of Business Administration from the University of California, Los Angeles. The congressman serves on the following committees: the Homeland Security Committee, the Subcommittee on Oversight, Management, and Accountability, where he is the chairman, the Subcommittee on Border Security, Facilitation, and Operations, the House Judiciary Committee, the Subcommittee on Immigration and Border Security, the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security, and he is the member of the Cybersecurity Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus, the Veteran Jobs, and the Hispanic Serving Institutions Caucus. Please help me welcome Congressman Lou Correa.
Congressman, how are you? Good morning. Thank you very much, Eric, for inviting me to be part of your Raíces event. Congressman Lou Correa, Congressman Jose Luis Correa out of Orange County, California. And first of all, let me say good morning to all of you and to tell you, to emphasize to you that we live in the greatest country in the world. We are still the best in the world. How else could a kid like me, immigrant parents, my mother cleaning hotel rooms at $1.50 an hour when I was growing up, my dad working at a factory. Today, their son is in Congress. Only in America could this happen. If I would have stayed in Mexico, my family would have stayed in Mexico, I'd be probably working at a restaurant, cleaning tables. But because America is a land of opportunity, here I am today. The greatest reaches of government in the United States and the greatest country in the world. My job today in Congress is simple. I want to keep it that way. I want to make sure that we continue to have opportunities there for the next generation, your generation that comes after us. And that means educational opportunities, making sure that we bring in the best and the brightest into the areas of science, artificial intelligence, the technology, the things that will keep us ahead of everybody in the world, the things that will let us create things that'll make the life of everybody in this world much better. That's what America does. But it's easier said than done. You pick up the newspapers, you read a lot of stories, and you think, my God, what's going on? Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of us today in Congress that are working across the aisle to make sure America stays number one. We have new challenges, no doubt, not only at home, but abroad. And as Eric said, I sit in 2 committees. Homeland Security, we're in charge of the security of America, and the Judiciary Committee. And interesting, both of those committees touch on things like technology, patents, protecting Americans' know-how, figuring out what other countries are doing, and figuring out what we have to do to continue to be the best. And one of those areas we've touched upon, and I think we're all focused on as a nation now, is artificial intelligence, AI. 40 years ago, we were looking for the best chips in the world. 40 years ago, we're trying to figure out how do you make the best internet? How do you provide the best internet service, which, by the way, we're still trying to do. But if you look at the next 5, 10, 20 years. The factor, the technology that will distinguish those that are the winners from the rest of the country, the technology is artificial intelligence. And this is an interesting area because you read about cyber attacks on the United States. That's a national defense issue. You read about China, about Russia, Iran, North Korea, and all the other private pirates out there that are trying to get into our systems. It's a national defense issue, absolutely. But more importantly, it's a commercial issue. Who's going to make the best automated cars in the next 10, 20 years? Who's going to make the best automated houses, toasters? Everything we'll do today and then the next 20, 30 years will be based on artificial intelligence. And we're in a competition right now with the rest of the world to see who makes the best. And that's where our new students come in. When I was growing up, like Eric said, I went to Cal State Fullerton undergrad, UCLA for grad school. I was a kid from the hood. Somebody took me under their wing and they said, Lou, you can do better. And I did. 40 years ago, college degree was essential. Today, it is essential, but there are other more important avenues on how to get into this important area of artificial intelligence. If I can leave you with any message today, it's very simple. AI is a wave of the future. We have high school students that maybe think college isn't for me. High school students that think, building trades isn't for me. Look at AI. Today, the best and brightest artificial intelligence operators in the world are probably 18, 19, 20-year-olds, didn't go to college, but have that perspective, that mentality to figure out how to program computers to solve problems. People with autism that maybe can't figure out how to balance a checkbook, I know, that's probably me, are the best in artificial intelligence. What we know about AI is we need to have people going into the field that think outside of the box, that have experiences that are unconventional. So when we talk about diversity in our society, different people, different languages, different cultures coming together to address AI, we're talking about not diversity for itself, but diversity to give us that competitive edge around the world. Art majors into AI, yes. You got an art major, you got somebody who has art talent, will be good at artificial intelligence because you have that creativity, that different way of looking at things, that different way of addressing AI. Artificial intelligence, computer science, it's not about the programming. It's about taking the tools of programming to figure out what the problem is and to address the problem. All of us as human beings are unique. We're special. God made us diverse. God made us different because God loves diversity. And in my opinion, AI needs diversity. We have different ways of thinking. We speak different languages. We look at things a little bit different. That's what we need in artificial intelligence. My message to all of you today is simple. I encourage you to continue to study, to consider careers in artificial intelligence. Everybody in the United States is looking for somebody with AI experience. Not a 4, not an 8-year degree, but some ability to do programming in the AI area. China, a lot of folks, a lot of degrees, a lot of experts. Russia, no doubt. Other countries, no doubt. Forget about them. Focus on us. We are the United States of America. We are the best. We have the brightest And we need to make sure we keep that competitive edge. What does that mean? That we continue to educate our young people to go into artificial intelligence, to go into those computer programming classes, to figure this stuff out that I am trying to figure out. But I'm going to leave it up to the young people to do it, because you know what? That's going to be your job. My job, keep the avenues of economic opportunity, educational opportunity open for all of you. And working together, you know what? We're a little bit ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to artificial intelligence. But if we put in our best and brightest and our students from our high schools, from our junior colleges into this area, we can go from here to here. Leave the rest of the competition behind when it comes to international interest, international competition. Remember, this is not about national defense. This is about national defense and our commercial viability worldwide. This is good stuff. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be part of what is happening in the world. In my committee hearings, cyber. My Homeland Security, we have endless hours of studying what's going on in the rest of the world. Talk about those countries I just mentioned. We talk about how can we keep America safe. We think, we study, we think, we study, we think. And one of the aha moments that's beginning to emerge from all of our studies is, don't focus on other countries. Don't focus on the new aircraft carrier that they're building somewhere around the world. Don't focus on that new super jet that somebody is developing, but rather focus on America. We need to focus on that thing called education. We need to focus on what's called human capital, investing in our children, investing in our youth, investing on our universities, college, educational institutions, so that we can continue to graduate, to train the best and the brightest. This is nothing new for America. After World War II, we came up with this thing called the GI Bill. It said, you know what? You're a veteran, you just finished World War II, we're going to pay for your schooling. I don't know if somebody was that bright 50, 60 years ago, but I know somebody figured it out and did the right thing. Because of that GI Bill, we educated a whole generation of Americans, and we were able to lead the nation, to lead the world actually, to the next level when it comes to technology, economic development. We're there right now. We are there right now. We need to invest, and more importantly, we need to tell our children that this is an area that all of you can take part in. Many of you, like me, may not be the brightest. Many of you may not be getting the best grades like I did when I was in school. Yet, all of you have gifts that God has given you. The challenge is to be able to tap those gifts, that intelligence, your unique way of looking at things, your cultural, linguistic competency to add to this area of artificial intelligence. Didn't know this much about this area 2 years ago, and today I'm beginning to understand it. Artificial intelligence, programming is the key to America to continue to be the leader in commercial, military, and other applications. when you compare us to the rest of the world. And remember, this is not about the US. This is about us as Americans doing what we do best. Enhancing, uplifting the standard of living for the rest of the world. You know, we just had a pandemic. COVID-19 devastated the world. And I'm proud to say, as Americans, we invested in medicines. We came up with the best pharmaceuticals, the best vaccines, the best treatments, and we're still helping the rest of the world survive this pandemic. We did that because that's what America does. We lead by example, and we put our treasure and our knowledge into coming up with solutions to problems that affect the rest of the world. Think about artificial intelligence the same way. We are going to come up with solutions to help the rest of the world. This is not about nationalism. This is about leadership. It's about leadership. It's about helping the rest of the world do the right thing with American leadership. I do hope that as time goes by, all of you consider careers in artificial intelligence. I hope that all of you study up and make a decision to look at this area. It's new. Like I said, 2 years ago, I wasn't too much into this stuff. Today, I understand. This is the key. This is the future of America in the world for the next 5, 20, 30 years. Whoever ends up dominating, whoever ends up commanding, whoever ends up doing the best job in artificial intelligence will be the leaders economically for the next 30 years. That's big. That is big. And you young people have the keys. You young people have the ability to lead us in that direction. My job is to make sure that you have the opportunity to get there. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be part of this great morning event. But more importantly, I'm excited that you're here taking interest to make sure that all of us are moving in the right direction. Eric, you're golden. Thank you very much. And finally, let me say, I'm going to give you a challenge to you and all the audience, which is, if there are things that we in Congress need to do to continue to help you do what you do best, you let us know. Because like I said, we're not the experts, you're the experts. And what I need to do is, like General Patton used to say, is lead, follow, or get out of the way. We need to follow your lead, Eric. We need to follow what you need us to do so we end up doing the right thing. Muchas gracias. Gracias a todos hoy. This has been an exciting moment. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be getting busy helping my constituents here in Santa Ana and Anaheim get on it and pursue careers in AI. Muchas gracias, Eric.
Well, sir, thank you very, very much for being here with us this morning and leading us into this day that we're going to be doing. I want to point out a couple things. I'm a father of 3 autistic children. And what you said about the difference of thought with the autistic children in AI and cybersecurity and technology just hits home. Second, you talked about AI and the security components and how we're leading. I think that's very important. And it's an area that hasn't been explored very much, the security of artificial intelligence. That's going to be key for us to protecting our national security here in the United States.
And let me tell you, Eric, that if I may address the national security issue, this is how critical artificial intelligence is. Can you envision a scenario right now when, whether it's a nation or some smart person somewhere around the world decides to penetrate our national defense system, blind us, meaning shuts down all of our intel system, what would the response be from our Pentagon? Is it to wait and see if somebody's launching a strike, or is it to preemptively attack somebody else? These things are like very important and very scary, because artificial intelligence has the ability, like I said, to move us to the next level as humans, as humanity, to a level of living, of protecting this planet that we've never seen before. And it also has the ability to rain down horrible things. And that's why training our young people to be artificial intelligence experts, it's so important. It's not only that, I have a local constituent. He does taxes for a living. He has 5,000 customers. He got attacked about a year ago. Ransomware. We need artificial intelligence to help him fix that. Every mom and pop, every corporation, every sector of local, state, federal government, international operations needs artificial intelligence. Defense, commercial, it's all the same, because it's one universe. And if you think about my office right now, I'm linked in talking to you in a federal secure line. Every time I go overseas, I can't take my personal phone. I can't take my electronic gizmos with me, because I know somebody's going to hack them in a foreign country.
Yeah.
So I've got to take what's called a burner phone and a burner laptop, which means I use it, I work it. When I come back, I have to have them scrubbed. Scrub it, clean it. Those are jobs. Those are jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what the future is about. What I envision from all these young folks out there is, you got an exciting time. And like you, Eric, I also have children on the spectrum. And I look at them and I say, they have such special qualities. And as a society, it's up to us to help them achieve their full capacity, because we need it in the United States.
Definitely.
The most populous country in the world is China, 1.5 billion people. India's right there, about 1.4, 1.6 billion. Then the United States at about 350 million. We got a lot of people, but not that many. And that's why we need to train our engineers, our scientists, and our programmers so that we can compete with other countries. And it's not about, again, us versus them. It's about us showing the rest of the world what American ingenuity and creativity is about.
Correct. And you said something else that I want to take. You said we need to invest in our youth. And with you, and I'm going to ask you to help us on this, I am announcing today with you that Raices Cyber organization is proud to sponsor 2 scholarships for deserving high school students. And Congressman, I would like to have you help us find some of the deserving high schools in your district so that they can compete for these scholarships.
Eric, awesome. Today, Eric, like I said, like you said in my intro, I live within 3 miles of where I grew up. I went to a public school that everybody looked down on. My first years at Cal State Fullerton, I took remedial English, remedial math, writing. I mean, people said, what are you doing here in a university? But you know what? Somebody took me under the wing and said, you can do this, Lou. You can do this. And they made me believe in myself so that I could actually move to that next level. 4 years later, I graduated with high honors, economics degree. Okay. Went to law school and business school at the same time, 2 degrees in 4 years, graduate. And people said, you can't do it. What we have to do is make sure our young people believe in themselves. And we We have to believe in themselves too. Today in my district, Eric, these are the lowest performing schools in Orange County. But I have to tell you, those kids are awesome. And what I do on a Friday or Saturday night is go out and hang out with them at sports events, cultural events, because I love seeing these bright young people moving up and believing in themselves.
Exactly.
And they bring a unique view to AI. Your children, my constituents, different way of looking at this thing, different way of solving that problem in front of them. That's gold. This is gold.
And thus why the diversity of thoughts. So again, sir, thank you very, very much for being here with us. I will get with you so we can start working on these scholarships. So again, thank you very much, sir, and thank you for your service.
One other challenge, my friend. Let's keep working together because I want to make sure that our message is out there, that what Raíces is doing, educating, and more importantly, stimulating interest in this area is important. I'm in Congress, like I said, 2 years ago, wasn't following this. Now I'm all over it. My constituents don't know it's here yet. Our job, got to get there.
And that's what we'll do.
Our nation's defense, our nation's economic health depends on us, you and me and the rest of us doing our job. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, sir. And with that, as I mentioned during the keynote, Raices Cyber is going to be sponsoring 2 scholarships for deserving high school graduates. We are going to put information on our website on Monday, and it will be an essay competition that's going to be graded by our members. And we will be issuing scholarships for deserving high schools that are entering into the career fields.